Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something absolutely essential for your IFR flying, and definitely for those ATPL theory exams.
That's right. We're getting into the gyroscopic instruments that tell you about your turn.
Specifically, the turn coordinator and its older cousin, the turn and slip indicator. Our mission here is to give you that really solid understanding you need.
Exactly. These look simple, maybe just a needle or a little plain symbol moving.
Yeah.
But the way they work inside, the mechanics, and the differences between the old turn and slip and the newer turn coordinator, that's prime exam material.
Right. They love asking about those details.
Yeah.
So we want you to walk away knowing precisely how they measure, two key things at once.
First, how fast your heading is changing your rate of turn.
Okay.
And second, how well you're turning. Are you coordinated or are you slipping or skidding? The quality of the turn.
Okay, let's unpack this. And we're really zeroing in on those engineering differences and the theory you absolutely need to get right. We'll look at how the turn and slip, the T and S, evolved into the turn coordinator, the TC.
Yeah, understanding that why behind the design change really helps cement the differences in your mind. Both use gyros, obviously, but how that gyro is positioned inside makes them sense slightly different things. And, in actual IMC, instrument meteorological conditions, knowing this stuff isn't just theory, it's about control.
Absolutely fundamental. And maybe before we dive into the nuts and bolts, let's just hammer home that one core fact. The benchmark for these instruments.
Oh, yes. The standard rate turn.
A standard rate turn.
Yeah.
It's defined as exactly 3 degrees per second.
3 degrees per second. Maintain that, and you fly a perfect 360 circle in
2 minutes. Exactly 2 minutes.
Oh.
That timing underpins so many IFR procedures. You have to know that number.
Absolutely. 2 minutes, 360 degrees, 3 degrees per second. Got it.
All right, let's start with something that seems maybe a bit mundane, but it's critical when things go wrong. The power source.
Redundancy.
Exactly. In a lot of typical light aircraft especially, the gyros aren't all run off the same system. Why is that separation so important, particularly for IFR flight? Why is it designed that way?
It's all about having a backup. It really is. Think about your standard setup in, say, a Cessna or a Piper. You've got your attitude indicator, the artificial horizon, and your heading indicator. Those are usually vacuum-driven.
Meaning they rely on suction from a vacuum pump.
Precisely. A pump pulls air across the gyro rotor, making it spin. It's a pneumatic system.
Okay, and pumps, being mechanical,
Yeah.
well, they could fail, or the system could get blocked, maybe ice or just dirt.
Exactly right. But the turn coordinator, its gyro, is engineered differently. It's usually electric.
Oh.
Powered by direct current, DC, straight from the aircraft's electrical system. And that independence, that's not an accident. It's a key safety design feature.
So let's paint the picture. I'm in cloud, IMC, and suddenly my vacuum pump fails. Maybe it just gives up the ghost.
Yep.
My attitude indicator and heading indicator start to spin down. They become useless pretty quickly.
Correct. You lose your primary attitude and heading references.
But because the turn coordinator is electric.
It keeps working perfectly fine. It doesn't care about the vacuum system at all. So now it becomes your backup. It gives you reliable bank information, which way you're tilted, and your rate of turn.
And in IMC, losing your attitude reference, just knowing which way is up and how fast you're turning, that's life-saving information, isn't it?
It's the absolute minimum you need to regain control, level the wings, and get out of the situation safely. So yeah, that electrical independence is huge.
Okay, so takeaway number 1. Electrical versus pneumatic power. Huge difference, vital for backup. Now, what about knowing if the instrument itself is even working? Status indicators.
Right. If you're relying on an electrical instrument like the TC, you need to know if it's getting power.
Makes sense.
So these DC-powered instruments usually have a little warning flag, often red.
Okay, a visual flag.
Yeah, it's linked to the power input. If the electricity stops flowing, this flag pops into view in the instrument window.
And if you see that red flag...
Don't trust the instrument. It's telling you it's unpowered and unreliable. Simple as that.
Seems simple.
All right. Many thanks for listening to this free part of the ATPL Theory podcast. If you want to continue learning and access the full comprehensive guide, go to my Patreon at patreon.com/ATPLtheory or my Hero at herohero.co/ATPL. That is patreon.com/ATPLtheory or herohero.co/ATPL. Wishing you all the best